He took the 10-year-old to an abandoned house. There, he strangled her to death. He dismembered her and then over a period of a few days ate her body. He would later send her mum letters detailing everything he had done to her daughter. Hello true crime fans and welcome to Behind the Yellow Tape. Today we delve into one of the most disturbing chapters in criminal history, the life and crimes of Hamilton Howard Fish, better known as Albert Fish, a man with a multitude of terrifying nicknames: the Grey Man, the Werewolf of Wysteria, the Brooklyn Vampire and the Boogeyman. Born in 1870, Fish's early life was marked by trauma and institutionalisation. Following his father's death, he spent time in an orphanage where, by his own account, he endured severe physical abuse. This environment, tragically, seems to have nurtured a growing obsession with sadomasochism, a fascination that would define his monstrous acts for decades. By the turn of the century, Fish was living in New York, a seemingly unremarkable figure, an elderly, diminutive house painter, often mistaken for a religious fanatic due to his quiet demeanour. This invisibility became his greatest weapon. He married, had 6 children, and kept up the facade of a working man while secretly spiralling into a horrifying world of perversion, self-mutilation, and violence. His victims were almost exclusively children, often poor and from marginalised communities, who Fish believed would be less actively searched for. He confessed to preying on as many as 100 children over a 20-year period, though police were only able to definitively link him to a few cases. The crime that finally led to his downfall was the 1928 abduction and murder of 10-year-old Grace Budd. Fish responded to a newspaper ad placed by Grace's older brother, Edward, posing as a potential employer named Frank Howard. On the 3rd of June, he arrived at the Budd family home in New York, charmed the parents and persuaded them to let Grace accompany him to a supposed birthday party. Grace Budd was never seen alive again. The only reason Fish was eventually caught comes 6 years later in 1934. He made the inexplicable and chilling decision to send a graphic anonymous letter to Grace's grieving mother, detailing the horrific methods of her daughter's murder and cannibalisation. This letter, written on official stationery, contained traceable information. Detectives followed the paper trail to Fish's last known address and arrested him. During his interrogations and subsequent trial, the full scope of Fish's depravity was revealed. Medical examinations uncovered the shocking evidence of his self-harm obsession, and X-rays showed at least 29 sewing needles embedded inside his pelvis. Despite an insanity plea from his defence and overwhelming evidence of his profound mental disturbance, the jury found Albert Fish legally sane and guilty of murder. On the 16th of January 1936, Albert Fish was executed by electric chair at Sing Sing prison. His case remains a dark study in the nature of evil, highlighting the terrifying reality of predators hiding in plain sight. Thank you for listening today, and remember, stay behind the yellow tape.